Hi friends, I'm Rahul Narsinghani and I am a product management trainer. I have got 15 years of experience as a software product manager for multinational companies in India and in US. I have worked for companies like BMC Software, Pfizer, Siemens and Wolters Kluwer. I've also worked as a product leader for a startup company in India. So that's a brief about my experience, and the objective of this session is to give you an overview of what is product management. Right? Let's begin. So product management has got three fundamental pillars. The first pillar is business strategy. The second is design, and the third is the engineering. So a software product management is a triad. Now, how much technical should a product manager be? Right? See, the objective of the product management is to not get involved in coding. Product managers do not do coding. They are responsible for defining the problem statement, for defining the features, and as a result of which product managers reside in the problem space and engineering team resides in the solution space. Engineers are responsible for building the product. So a product manager should have enough technical knowledge to be able to work effectively with the engineering team, with the Scrum team. They should have the understanding of the thinking which is common to the development team. They should understand what is top-down design approach and bottom-up implementation approach, right? They should be able to break down the epics into smaller pieces of work. They should be able to convert epics into small user stories which can be then worked upon by the engineering team, right? They should have the fundamental understanding of what is a front-end technology and what is a back-end technology, right? And then they should be able to have a conversation with the front-end engineer separately and a back-end engineer separately. They should also have a basic understanding of database management systems to be able to effectively work with the engineering team, right? Moving on to the second important pillar of product management, that is business strategy. How much business centric should a product manager be, right? So they should understand the industry of the company for which they are building the product, right? So they should be able to understand who are the targeted customers for which they are trying to solve the problems. They should also have a clear understanding of who are the other players in the complete business ecosystem. For example, if you are building a travel application, then you should understand which are the regulatory bodies in the travel domain in India, right? You should also understand which are the other players from the government perspective who take part in the travel industry. How do airlines operate, right? And that is where you should have a complete understanding of all the different players in the ecosystem. What are the other external factors that impact the business? You should also have the business understanding of who are the different competitors in your in the domain in which you're operating, and then how will you be able to differentiate your product from the another player, right? A product manager should have the basic understanding of monetization model. How do businesses make money? They should have the basic financial understanding of cost versus benefit, right? Or revenue versus profit, right? And they should have a domain expertise. For example, you can be a product manager for a fintech product, or you can be a product manager in the travel domain, or you can be a specialist product manager in telecom domain or insurance domain, right? Or IoT applications or a gaming product. So that is must for you to have an expertise in a particular domain, right? Moving on to the third important aspect, that is how much design oriented a product manager should be. Let me tell you guys, design is a silent ambassador of your brand and design is a unique differentiator of every software product, right? And as a result of which, today it is very important for a product manager to understand the basic design thinking concepts. They should also understand the behavior driven design concepts. That means they should be able to analyze what is the internal trigger for which your customers are using your product, what triggers you as a user to check your WhatsApp when you get up in the morning rather than taking care of the basic routine activities of the morning time, right? How these applications are designed considering the user behavior, and how they are adding that addiction element in their products, right? So product managers should be familiar with the behavior driven design concepts. They should understand the basics of UX, like user centered design approach, the visual aesthetics, the color psychology. They should also have the basic understanding of the information architecture, how the information is placed in the horizontal navigation or in the vertical navigation on screen. They should be able to have a conversation with the UX designers if they have the basic understanding of all of these topics, and then they can review while they are reviewing the prototypes. A product manager should be able to distinguish between the concepts of mobile application design versus the web application design, right? So a software product manager is a triad: business strategy, design, and technology. Now, what percentage of the time do product managers spend on technical activities in India today? When we say technical activities, we mean they spend most of their time on product backlog grooming, working with the Scrum teams, prioritizing the features, road mapping, release planning, right? Project management activities, reviewing the prototypes, testing, right? And defining the user journeys, and then analyzing the data. So in India, 85% of the time is being spent on the technical activities, and that is a big gap. Product managers spend very less time on the business strategy and the design aspects of product management, and that is what is the objective of this training program, is to uplift your strategic thinking and design thinking so that you become a successful product manager, right? Now, there was a survey conducted by McKinsey, and as per that survey, the results were that 60% of the time is being spent on the technical activities by product managers, and only 30% of the time is being spent on business strategy. This is a global survey that McKinsey had conducted in 2019. Similar survey was conducted by Pragmatic Institute, and they also said that only 27% of the time is being spent on business strategy. But if you have to be a successful product manager, you have to be a business strategist first and then a technologist next. And also, a successful product manager is a psychologist first. That means they understand the basic human triggers to why users use your product, and then an engineer next, right? So technical skills alone won't suffice. They are good. If you have to go from good to great, then you need to uplift your capabilities in terms of strategic thinking and design aspects, right? And if more time is spent on strategy and analytical aspects of product management, then customer centric products are built, and which leads to higher customer satisfaction. If more time is spent on technical activities, then engineering driven products are being built, and there will be low customer satisfaction, right? Now, moving on to the most important slide, I want you to pay 100% attention on this slide. This is the end-to-end software product management world. We have divided it into three sections. The first is the strategy and analysis. The second is the product development. The third is the product marketing. The first aspect is the strategic aspect. The objective here is to identify the customer needs and problems. With the 5 activities that a product manager should perform, they should be able to define who is the customer for which they are trying to solve the problems, come up with a product strategy, and define a clear customer value proposition. Post which they should also understand and analyze what is it the hidden behavior for which the customers will use your product, right? So consumer behavior analysis, and then who are the other players in the market that are trying to address the same problem? What is it that competition is offering? Why is customer buying from your competitor? What is it their unique differentiator, and how can you create a differentiator to beat your competitor? What is your competition strategy? And then also look at the user research and the secondary market research, the data that is available by the market research organizations like McKinsey, right? Look at the market research information and then identify the customer needs and problems. Also look at what are the external factors that impact your business and then take the product decisions, right? So these are the strategic aspects of product management. And then you move on to the product development area where we have broken it down into two aspects. One is the strategic wing of product development and another is the technical aspects of the product development. Most of the product managers function or spend 80 to 85% of the time in these aspects, which is backlog grooming, working with the Scrum teams, prioritizing the features. But the strategic aspects are missing today, and we are going to help you uplift in those areas. So strategic aspects are product discovery, defining the problem statements, creating customer personas, how will you achieve your product market fit, defining what will be your MVP, right? What are different product monetization techniques, how you inculcate the creative thinking, right? Or how do you design the product by considering the behavioral driven product design, right? And then once the product has been developed, how do you go to market? What is your promotion strategy? What is it that will you message to the buyer persona and to the user persona, right? So this is an end-to-end software product management universe. If you have to take one key takeaway from this, that is that technical aspects are only 15 to 20% of the end-to-end product management world. Rest 80 to 85% is strategy, analysis, and the marketing aspects of product management. And the objective of the training program is to uplift your strategic thinking and the design thinking through this training program, right? Now, to summarize what we have covered as an overview of product management, software product management is a triad. There are three important pillars: business strategy, design, and technology. And software product management universe is a vast and very deep subject, and technical aspects are only 20% of it, right? A successful product manager is a business strategist first and a technologist next. And a successful product manager is a psychologist first. That means he understands the human behavior. He understands what is it that triggers your users to use your product, and then works with the engineering team to come up with the right user experience and the right solution that can address the problem of your customers, right? So thank you so much. That was a brief about what is product management. Moving forward to the next session in the next video.